Hi folks, I'm Gopher, this is GeeksZilla, and today I'm going to be talking about how to make the most out of Magic the Gathering Arena. Right folks, I've been playing Magic Arena for a wee bit over a year now, and I'm going to go over some of the sort of hints and tips that I've sussed out just to sort of make as much out of the game as you can do by putting as little as possible into it. This is basically a video for cheapskates and skint people like myself. So when you first start playing Magic Arena, one of the most important things is to use as many promo codes as you can find that still work. The promo codes are usually things along the lines of play and then the name of the expansion. So like sort of play N20 or play Theros, I would imagine is just about to go live. What these codes do is they give you 3 booster packs to open. Booster packs in this version of Magic, they give you a rare card, 2 uncommons, and about 5 or 6 commons. So it's not quite what you would get in a full booster pack if you bought it out the shop, but all those cards go into your collection. Every time you open a booster, you're adding to the wild cards that you will get. So every 6 boosters you open, you get an uncommon wild card and then a rare wild card. I'll come back to that in a wee bit. There's more about the opening of boosters that I'm going to go into. The next thing you need to know is every day you have set quests basically by the game. One of them is usually 500 or 750 gold. It will also give you 500 experience. And there are things like for the 500s it'll be play 20 green or black spells. For the 750s it's usually something like play 30 spells, or again it can be land drops or killing your opponent's creatures. Whatever it is, it's a case of complete this task and you get this amount. Now each day you can re-roll one of those quests. You can have up to 3 active. If you re-roll it, you lose any progress you've done in it. So what I would recommend is before you start playing, if it's a 500, re-roll it because you've got a chance of getting a 750. So yeah, re-roll your quests. Play to get as many of the wins as you can. Now you get the wheel with 15 daily wins on it. First win will get you 250 gold. Your next 3 will get you 100 gold each, and then it alternates between a card and 50 gold. Each of those also gives you 25 experience points. You also have the 15 weekly wins. During the course of the 7 days, you can win 15 times, and that will give you an additional 250 XP every time you win. XP adds to your mastery, and again I'll come back to that in a wee minute. So next thing is your rankings. Rankings change or reset every 30 days, 28 days, something like that. To qualify to win the rewards in those, you have to play at least 1 game in each of the 2 rankings. So you've got the limited ranking and you've got the standard ranking. Standard's basically just constructed. It's best of 1 matches. Whoever wins, your reward level clicks up, your ranking level will click up. It's worth playing even just 1 of these, which will automatically get you, I think it's 1 pack. However, if you're wanting to get as much out of this as possible, play as many of them as you can. The higher up you go, the bigger the rewards you'll get. So when you're in bronze, which is what you'll start off in, you can't go back down the way. So if you win, you get 2 dashes towards moving up a rank. There are 4 bronze ranks. All of them will give you the same reward, you just have to work your way through all of them. But you cannot get knocked back down. So once you get into silver, you can't go back down into bronze. But when you win, you'll get 2 dashes towards your rank completion. If you lose, you'll go back down by 1. It's worth persevering and just going through. As I say, you will never go back down into bronze, so just keep playing and trying to get as high as you can, and you'll get more gold and more packs for the higher up the ranks you get. The same counts for the limited rankings. So when you do a draft, a ranked draft, it's a best of 1 game against someone. You have to have taken part in 1, and then again, just keep going as much as you can. Drafting takes a little more resources, so you probably won't be able to do as much of that as you can do of the standard, because it doesn't take any resources other than having a deck already made up. And that leads us into, when you first start off, they will give you a bundle of decks. There's, I believe, since I started playing it, the introduction games changed a little bit. It was just when I started, every day you got a new deck. Now I believe there's a sort of mastery tree for starting off that unlocks various cards that you can add into the base decks that they give you. So yeah, you're going to have a bundle of cards to start off with. The other way you can get cards is if you do play Magic in the real world. If you buy a pre-constructed Planeswalker deck, they usually have a code in them that you can put into MTGA and get a copy of that deck in your game. You can also go to promo events like pre-releases and things like that, and you get a code in that as well. Sometimes I think they give you boosters, sometimes they give you entry into an event online, so like a sealed event or something like that. And a sealed event's generally, I think, 2,000 gems to play, so it's quite an expensive one. Brilliant way of getting them, but you can only use 1 pre-release code. So if you get 2 pre-release codes from the same event, one of them will work, give one of them to one of your mates, because you can't use it. The next thing I would say is never use gems to go into an event, an arena that only gives you back gold or cards, or gold and cards. For instance, the standard event at the moment, it's play until you've either won 8 games or lost 3. It costs 500 gold to enter, or 95 gems. That is not a good deal for the gems. You want to hold on to them and just pay the 500 gold for that. I'd say it's wasting money. So for the ranked draft Magic, what I do is I grind out my games until I make 5,000 gold. At the longest, it takes me about 4 days to do that. So about every 4 days I'm doing a draft. And what the draft gives you is you get the 3 booster packs to open, and they are full boosters. So you're going to end up with 45 cards that go into your collection. You also will get a minimum of 50 gems and 1 pack if you lose every single game you play. And again, this one is first to 7, it's get to 7 wins or 3 losses. And then you get whatever rewards you've got up to. So I think you need to get 6 wins to at least cover the 750 gems it would cost to enter. Again, as I say, I don't spend the gems on it, I just build up the 5,000 gold and then try and keep the gems. When you do a ranked draft, opening the boosters to draft the cards with does not add to your wild card unlocks. It does add to your vault progress. Once you've got 4 of the same card in your collection, any extras become a percentage point in the vault. Once you build up 100% in the vault, it will unlock and you will get 1 mythic rare, 3 rares, and I believe it's 6 uncommons. that you can add to your collection. Again, it's in the form of wild cards. So even if you're drafting and getting the same cards over and over again, you're still going to be adding to what is going to become your collection in the long run. Again, the more wild cards you have, the better chance you've got of making up a deck that's going to win, and win well and consistently. So I did a wee bit of working out. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't exactly complicated maths. It's 3,400 gems for $19.99, so say 20 bucks. Works out about 170 gems per dollar. That 3,400 number is exactly what you need to buy the set mastery. And the set mastery is where your XP goes. Now, everybody gets access to the basic set mastery, but it'll give you a couple of cosmetics and a few booster packs as you go up through the ranks. However, if you buy the set mastery for the 3,400 gems, you'll get something every level when you level up. Plus, you get the freebie stuff on top of that, which is, it's a really, really good amount of stuff you're getting. So all these booster packs, again, are adding to your wildcard unlocks. It's 20 bucks. I think when I did it, it cost 24 because of the transaction fee from pounds into dollars. But here's the twist with it. If you buy the pack, the mastery pack, you will be able to unlock enough gems just from it to buy the next mastery pack if you don't spend them. So that's exactly what I do. I'm on my third set of mastery. It's just about to finish. I've completed all the levels on it, and I'm going to buy the next one because I've still got the gems sitting there, and all my other gems are piling up as well. So whenever I draft, I get at least 50 more. Sometimes, here's the other wee thing, if you're drafting and you collect a 5th rare card that you already have in your collection, it adds a percentage to your vault unlock, but it also rewards you with 20 gems for having drafted a card that you've already got. So that's another way to get an extra few gems as well. So as far as putting real money into the system, as I say, I put in the money to get the set mastery, the first set mastery I did, and I've put in, there was an introductory offer for $5 that gave 2,000 gems and a bundle of other stuff. It was a really good value wee bundle at the start. Now, you don't have to buy set mastery with real money. You can grind it out and build up your 3,400 gems through getting your 5,000 gold, doing a draft, getting your gems, and rinse and repeat until you've got enough money to do it. One thing I would say is don't buy set mastery if it's more than maybe a weekend. Depending on how much you're going to play, and obviously how well you play, you might not have enough time to unlock enough stuff to make it worth your while. I always get it right at the very start, and I always try and make sure that I don't go any more than 3 days without playing, so that I don't lose any of my quests or XP. And so far I've done fairly well. As I say, on all the masteries I've done, I've actually got all of the stuff out of it. Thinking on it, I don't think it was actually 3, I think it might just be 2. I'm fairly sure it was the 2020 mastery and the Eldraine mastery. I'm not sure if there's been a third one. I might just be thinking that because I've played so much of the damn game. This game, like all games, is built for the company to make money out of it. But they still need players who don't pay or can't pay, simply for the fact that it gives them enough opponents to put up against the paying players. So if you're only putting in 20 quid over the entire course of it, if you put in nothing over the course of it, they still want you there to populate the servers, to give people opponents. The more players, the easier it is for the players to get games, and the cycle continues. It's just, those players will continue to spend what they spend, and if you get really into it and have some extra money at some point, there's a chance you'll put money into it. So yeah, it is perfectly possible to play this game and get really good at it and do very well without spending any cash whatsoever. One of the criticisms I've often heard about Magic is it's a pay-to-win game, and there are many pay-to-win games out there. This is one of the ones, however, that has given us a way around that, so that you can build up a really good collection and just enjoy playing Magic at a competitive level without having to sink hundreds or thousands of pounds into it. I hope you found this useful. I hope you'll come back at some point and see some of our other videos if you did find it useful. If you could click the like button, it helps. Click the subscribe button and leave a comment. The like and comment interaction really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. The other thing, I don't know if you would be interested, we have an ongoing competition that will get drawn on the 1st of February 2020. It's to win a 2-player starter set of a fantastic little miniatures game called Street Wars NYC. Check out the video, leave a comment on it, and if you're subscribed to the channel, you will be in with a chance of winning that. And that's about it for today, so I'm just going to say bye! My God, I sounded like a wank when I said that.